Welcome, mortals, to Wizarding World Live, our first ever show in Ireland. I'm so glad you're here. You made it through another week. What a wonderful thing. We can celebrate by having a wonderful time here at Trim Castle. Pretty amazing. This is, of course, Wizarding World Live, the only talk show by wizards for mortals. I'm your host, as always, the immortal wizard, Amoinus Franco. And with me, as always, is my co-host, my eternal co-host, literally and metaphorically. He's an undead necromancer. He's horribly evil. He hates summer, and he's my very best friend. Please check, go crazy, for Soren Summersbane. How are you, Summersbane?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
Summer's coming.
Summer's coming.
But, I say, I love Ireland. It's a beautiful area, and even at its hottest, it's still quite nice.
Yeah, it's still pretty cold. It's definitely much colder here than all of California right now.
Right, yeah. Definitely much better out here. Now, where exactly is this castle in relation to Ireland?
No, it's in Ireland. It's Trim Castle.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Is it Southern Ireland, Northern? I don't know what Trim Castle is.
Well, it's on the south bank of the River Boyne in County Meath. We're on the east coast, sort of central Ireland.
Okay, now I know.
It was built by Hugh de Lacy. It's actually a Norman castle, which is kind of rare. Of course, the Normans weren't quite so successful here in Ireland. Those rotten French Viking bastards didn't quite make it here.
Well, I'm glad they didn't, because it's a beautiful job.
Beautiful country. It's just under 900 years old.
And boy, does it not look it! It's beautiful.
Look amazing.
Look at the craftsmanship. Look at the craftsmanship.
It's all held together. And we were told, the government actually told us it was haunted, but I haven't noticed anything haunting about it. It's all been pretty fine. I think that's the band warming up. Because, of course, tonight, mortals. Not only do we have our normal show with incredible guests, we also have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The supergroup Celtic Woman is going to play their first ever Twitch concert on this show tonight at the end of the show. We're going to go out bigger than we've ever been before. Pretty awesome. We're going to have a monologue from Cynthia Weatherwax. We're going to speak with the governor of fighting himself, Governor Nermin, and then it'll be Celtic Woman. And of course, nothing horrible will happen because Cynthia will be coming in her portal. Governor Nermin will be coming through a portal, and we've constructed the most amazing. The current name, it's sort of a temporary name, it's a draft name, is the Celtic Woman Celtic Pod of Celtic Guest Safety. Where as long as they stay in the pod, because we have all kinds of magical, we've made a few enemies here and there. Some things have happened here on the show. We've both died multiple times. We want to keep these mortal guests safe. So but this pod, as long as they stay inside the pod,
they'll be safe.
They can't die.
I mean, you really outdid yourself here, and same with Jeremy, because it kind of it continues into itself forever in an infinite loop, which means that magic really can't touch it, kind of sloughs off it. Yeah, it's like a cool Teflon of magic. It's incredible.
I'm excited for you to see it in the third portion of our show.
Yeah.
Chat, let's go. Chat's popping up. Carrie the Self-Care Fairy's here. So good to see Carrie, as always. Frank Griffin's here. Photo Mom is here saying, Aaron go bra. Frank just resubbed. Thank you, Frank. It's the SA Learning Annex, our friends at the San Antonio Learning Annex. I hear in the chat the band is sounding great. I agree.
Absolutely.
It was like an off key, but they're just warming up, so I'm sure, but it can't possibly portend anything ill.
The percussion instruments are warming up.
Must be a bell section.
Xylophone.
I don't recall a ton of bells in the normal Celtic Woman set, but maybe they've got something new.
Check.
I don't know about you, Summersbane. I'm a big
nothing
fan.
Is not showman. Yeah,
they're absolutely. Oh, they are. Well, they are some of the top show women.
Mm-hmm.
And they were recently mocked a bit on SNL, and so I reached out to their team. I said, if you want to show SNL what for? If you want to show them that yes, you pointed out some funny things, but it's really a solid show full of a wonderful blend of traditional and modern Irish music. You should come on my show. And they said yes. So excited. Wow. And I'm excited to hear Tierna No, one of my favorites. It's the only song I've ever heard where one of the lyrics is, all of this is true.
Just to confirm. This is true.
Yeah. Dude, it starts out with it's okay, is she telling a fantasy story? No. She says, all of this is true. It's so good. Bold storytelling for a song. I'm hoping to hear At the Ceilidh, which is a song about a young Irish lass who's so horny she's willing to let her poor boyfriend go die overseas if she can hook up with a rich guy at the Ceilidh, which of course is a big folk dance. They gotta play Shula Rune, Dulaman, so good. And I heard a rumor. I was talking to one of the PAs. They've never recorded this song, but I hear the set list may include Rocky Road to Dublin.
Really? Incredible.
And you're familiar with all the songs I just named, of course?
No, none of that.
None of them? Not even Rocky Road to Dublin?
Well, Tierna Nog, I've heard.
Yes. I made you listen to Tierna Nog one time, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Rocky Road to Dublin, I'm sure if I
conjured a whole band. Well, in the merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls of Tuam, nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, my grief in tears to smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut a stout like to banish the ghosts and goblins, bought a pair of brogues, rattling over the bogs, scaring all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and guide her down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. You know, that song.
Okay. See, yeah. I actually have heard that once.
It's a great song.
Although, yeah, I'm honestly more of a Clancy Brothers fan.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well,
and the Irish Brigade. But.
If I could say anything about the Celtic Woman, it's that they're nothing like the Clancy Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, totally
musically
different.
Or literally. Nope. There are no brothers.
Zero love, no brothers.
Zero brothers in Celtic Woman.
Yeah, the Clancy Brothers, not related, shockingly.
What? What did you say?
The Clancy Brothers, not related.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Weird. Dacious, good to see you. There's some claps. I assume for the concept of Celtic Woman. Couldn't be for my singing. I was 7 at best. SNL equals somebody's not laughing. Me, says Essay Learning NX.
Yeah. Take that. San Antonio Learning NX coming out with some hot takes. I love it.
Oh, the hottest of takes. It's not just a learning annex. It's a lifestyle. The lifestyle sometimes includes a lot of takes, especially on music and pop culture.
Well,
wonderful show. They've got programming Wednesdays, Sundays, all kinds of days coming up.
Is it them warming their voices?
They must have brought a backup choir. You know, because they're outdoors, right? You need a little more. Couldn't be ghosts.
Couldn't be.
Have you encountered any ghosts?
Not one.
Not one, right? Yeah, not one.
I'm normally pretty in tune with like death spirits.
Yeah.
But I mean, the veil of death is kind of like left itself.
That's a very large dog. I'm sure it's just a dog.
That is huge.
It is big. Irish wolfhounds, they're big. Okay, it's gone.
Well,
that couldn't have been
disturbing.
Well,
that's a
what? I'm gonna say it's a bar guest. It can't be a bar.
It's a bar guest.
Bar guests only appear when someone's about to die, and we've established that no one is going to die tonight.
Right, no one's gonna die.
So it can't be a bar guest. It must just be a regular dog. It's just a big black Irish wolfhound. Nothing strange about it.
Pretty big from this distance. Maybe it's a trick of the eye.
I think it's probably just a trick of the eye. Don't move.
What the fuck is this?
Don't move. Don't move. Maybe if you just pet it a little. Pet it a little bit.
Good doggy.
Good doggy.
That was a bargasm.
Okay, well, I didn't want to say it. Well, it left when you pet it. I've never seen a bargas leave when you pet it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it smelled my already death, and
maybe. Yeah, I mean, it was large. It did have kind of like a bloody mouth and fiery eyes.
Yeah.
A little hard to explain away. Let's go to the chat. Marlon Reporter says, if I don't hear Tura Lura Lural, I'm gonna fight someone. I hope Patty shows up. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, under the terms of the Good Friday Agreement, Paddy O'Lefty is not allowed in the Republic of Ireland.
I didn't realize he made it in.
He has his own subsection. He has his, and he keeps trying. Last time he was here, the stuff he was shouting was a really strident anti-English slogan.
Yes.
Yeah. If you go in public and say what he said, everyone will stop and look at you, and the police might come.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like shouting an Al-Qaeda chant, October 2001.
Yeah, very weird. Patty has some hot takes, much like the San Antonio Learning Addicts. Yep.
Much like the SA Learning Annex, who I assume is also in favor of a United Ireland. I don't know. Chat, pop off if you favor a United Ireland. Get some Irish flag emotes going in the chat.
Here, buddy. Let's get some United Ireland. That's what WizWorld really needs to do, is bring the two islands together. Now that Brexit's happened, the G7's happening.
There's no better time.
Now's the time.
Now's the time to unite Ireland.
Actually, I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Uh-oh. Yeah, what's that?
Within 2 years, we'll have a United Ireland.
You think,
I'm just going to say
just 2 years?
Just 2 years. Just wait.
Wow.
Say it now in front of all of our viewers.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. 2 years to a united and free Ireland.
I don't know how they're going to unite, but they're going to unite.
Hopefully with the ballot. Not the bullet, but we'll see. We'll see. Dacia says, what a sweet little omen. Yeah, I mean, it was an omen. You know, calling it that kind of detracts from the sweetness. But again, it did take the petting and leave. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Carolyn Self-Care first says that's the black dog. Look, he's just doing his job. Yes, his job is to be around when someone's going to die. But again, no one's going to die. So maybe the Bargas was confused. Summersbane is undead. Maybe he was confused about the life-death status. Mm-hmm. I'm going to proceed with the show as if no one's going to die.
As you should. I mean, because if you live in constant fear of death...
That's how mortals do it, right? I assume. You have to wake up and keep going as if you're not going to die that day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know that death is around every corner at any time, and yet you move forward because what else is there to do?
Yeah, that's why you keep on living, because what are you going to do?
Right, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Not this? I mean, what?
I know what I'm going to do, though.
What?
You know, speaking of things around the corner, there's always laughs around the corner when this lady's on the scene.
Well, was I bumming people out with
No. I just it was one of my famous segues. You derailed it. Oh, I lost all momentum. But you know who always has momentum?
Who?
No matter how badly we set her up, she always barrels through like a steam locomotive full of coal. Chat, please go absolutely wild for your favorite hexologist and mine, Cynthia Weatherwax.
Wow.
How are you, Cynthia?
A steam locomotive.
Yeah, full of coal.
Hi.
Full of coal.
Whew, great. Full of coal. That's what they say about me. Oh my gosh, good to be in. I'm like a steam locomotive that can power through after sitting on the tracks for 14 hours. I'm an Amtrak.
Okay. Solid.
Great to be in Ireland. Last time I was here, I was trying to learn from this druidess.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
How'd it go?
Yeah, I signed up for a weekend retreat.
Mm-hmm.
But all she taught me was that the secret ingredient to Guinness is eye of newt and toe of frog. And I was like, I don't think that's what I signed up for.
What do you do with the rest of the frog?
That's why it's fresher from the tap.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Also, but good question. What do you do with the rest of the frog?
Oh, you just keep it in formaldehyde, and then you put it on, it becomes a just sort of a display piece.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, okay.
When you invite someone to your home and you're a witch, you have to be like, get it? I'm a witch. You have to, it's
play
all,
the part a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a big there's capitalism in it. Yeah.
Of course. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, man. Just like Johnny Cash.
Let's get into the news, shall we?
Let's get into the news.
When will these mortals just shut up and get the vaccine?
I think never at this point.
Truly never. In Houston, over 200 hospital workers were fired for refusing to get vaccinated. Okay, so one nurse said no one should be forced to put something in their body if they're not comfortable with it.
Ooh.
Which is very hypocritical because she forced those words into my ears. I'm not comfortable. Anyway, in more positive news, teenagers are having their lowest unemployment rate since 1953.
Hey.
Get out there, teen.
Wow.
Yeah, so this summer, if you're in a store and you're upset, you're going to have to ask, can I TikTok with your manager? If you're the type of person that needs to escalate. Please don't.
AKA a customer?
Don't escalate anything in a Target. Just leave. There's another Target.
You know when you need a manager? Never.
Yeah.
You just need
as
yourself
customer or employee. Never.
To be anyway, lawmakers in Louisiana decided that kindergarten should be mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah, for now, the law will be written in block letters on construction paper until enough adults can get through the classes. But it should be mandatory. That's not a Southern joke. That's just like all adults in every state kind of joke. Let me be clear.
Cynthia hated True Blood and she's never let it go.
In Florida news, a customer at a Florida post office found a 7-foot alligator just in there.
Machi.
Yeah. And you could be mad, but if you think about it, the only way Floridians will ever stay 6 feet apart from each other is if there's a loose gator around. Even then, it's a mixed bag.
Because they all kind of get together into the corner. They're freaked out by it. Yeah.
One time we're trying to hug the gator.
Yeah, somebody tries to put
I learned in this article, a gator is only considered a threat in Florida if it's 4 feet or larger. I don't have another punchline.
A good time?
Otherwise, it's just basically a dog.
It's a loose
pet,
point. I guess. Yeah.
Who is training this thing? Shit everywhere.
And finally, in El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Yeah, President Bukele said every restaurant, every barbershop, every bank will be required to accept Bitcoin. I heard that and I was like, wow, sounds like I should have dated Trevor in El Salvador. Flush with Bitcoin, totally broke.
That's a great Tinder profile status. Bitcoin totally broke. Swipe if you're into that.
We will be going Dutch. Even in El Salvador.
Hey, and that's the news.
What's the news? Thank you, Cynthia, so much.
Thanks, thank you, guys.
What have you been up to?
Well, I've been working a lot. Mm-hmm. Getting out there. I went to a open mic hex circle.
How was that?
It was good because I hadn't been in a long time, and I was like, this feels so good. But you know how those open mic hex circles are.
Right. Yeah.
Someone always crosses a line, and it's like, we drew it in the dirt. Don't cross it.
Yeah, there's an actual literal line, and even
it's a literal line, and then you know how LA is.
Yeah, this witch with an app tried to try hexing in his free time.
Yeah, we don't care if you have a podcast. Just stick to your hex.
Yeah, just do the hex and get off, and then
get off.
The Hierophant comes in. He isn't supposed to do time in between hexes, but he does anyway.
No, they always run. They always run the flame.
Always running the flame.
I see the flame every day, but I'm gonna stick around.
I'm gonna leave you with this: die, all of you, die, and be bound to hell forever.
Thank you.
Follow me on Instagram.
I'm a Hierophant at
I do classes about finding yourself.
Oh. No. Ooh, honey, we don't want to find you, though.
But he does yoga, so he kind of like mellows it out a little bit.
Well, Cynthia, thank you so much. We don't want to keep you too long.
So much.
I'm sure you have a lot of Ireland to explore.
Oh, so much. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, always good to hear from Cynthia.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that she's enjoying. She's getting back to like the vaccinated life. That's really good.
Yeah, she's getting out there. I mean, not that she was vulnerable, but that she might have killed someone, and she's conscientious enough, to care. Yeah. Which is why we always love to have her on the show. Oh, and one more bit of business I forgot from the top. There is no show next week, Modals, because the Peck Theater is holding a special Juneteenth block of programming, and we didn't want to counter-program to that. So I think, we'll just be on vacation here in Ireland, but with plenty of stuff going on, because I just found out today that I'm going to teleport back to California and go to my first Ren Fair since the summer of 2019.
Dear God.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
None of them will know you're an actual wizard.
I know. Well, it's fun for me to be like, that's not how it was. Like, wow, mostly it smells so much better at a Ren Fair.
Yes, that's true. There's a lot less thresh you have to clean.
Yeah, and very little anthrax.
Mm-hmm.
Much better. But we're at a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with our interview with the governor of fighting himself, Governor Nermin. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be amazing, Models.
Pianos, a part of the oral landscape of the world. The backdrop to so many important events from the roughly 18th century to now. But the important thing is, pianos can be so big that you could bang on them. And I don't mean the keys. So get out there today and spend, $12,000? And get a big piano you can bang on.
So he went back from Dublin City at the hour of 8:30. Who should I spy with? Oh, hey there! Didn't quite see it here. How nice of you to watch the show tonight, thank you. By the way, it's a special presentation between Wizarding World Live and the Ireland Tourism Board. My name's Cueva. I'm going to just tell you about something special we have here in Ireland that, I know a lot of you viewers there in California and other parts of the American West. And what we have here in Ireland water. Tons of it. Can't hardly give the stuff away. So it's all over the place. So if you're thinking about where to go, where to move away to a place from no water to a place with water, we'd ask that you please humbly consider Ireland. Thank you. So humble, the Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to thank you, Bioral Strax, for following the channel. Yeah. People in the chat had almost forgotten about 9/11. Yeah, it was nice of that cartoon cat to remind us about to never forget 9/11.
That single prop plane. Oh yes.
Yeah, flying through the mental landscape of America. Yes.
That was as a song that I really enjoyed at the tourism board was Finnegan's Wake. It's a great song, an excellent poem. It's a good time.
Is that what the song is?
Yeah.
Oh.
A barrel of porter at his feet. Finnegan's Wake. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Oh no! He was singing Spanish Lady.
Oh, okay.
Which is a song that Celtic Woman has covered, and I would love to hear them sing tonight. Because if you're just joining us, once again, to close out the show tonight, Celtic Woman will be doing their first ever Twitch concert live here on this show, which is pretty exciting. But you've never heard Spanish Lady?
No, I have heard Spanish Lady, although for whatever reason it sounds similar to Finnegan's Wake.
I'm sure they're all, I mean they're all kind of the down-homey folk reels from the 16th, 17th century. There's only so many. It's hard to remember a lot of songs if you're just a guy who plays fiddle on moonshine at the campfire. It's easier to just remember a few different chord progressions and kind of go, you know? Yeah. That's the secret of jazz improv as well, by the way. They have whole things called fake books. That's just like, you get the chords of a song, you just kind of go. And it's close enough for most people, except for like super jazz dorks, but no one talks to them anyway. Not anymore. Peachnuts says, I never skip those ads. Well, thank you, Peachnuts, because that is, of course, the main revenue stream for the show.
Yes,
of course. These very real ads for these advertisers who seem to only advertise on our show. I don't know why, but...
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But who else you shouldn't skip? And in fact, if you try to skip, I think he'd fight you. Our guest tonight for the interview portion, we're very excited to have him here. He's taking time out of his busy schedule of being the governor of fighting. Please, chat, give a warm and guarded welcome to the man himself, Governor Nermin.
No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to hit you.
You could punch right through that portal, I believe.
Yeah, I have that ability.
Incredible, Governor. Well, thank you for joining us, and for the folks in the chat who may not be strong enough to have encountered you before. Could you let us know who you are and what is the role of the governor of fighting?
Okay, so I live here on Earth. It's still Earth. It's just regular Earth.
Sure.
But if you're familiar with the Marvel crossover event from a few years ago, where it was like a battle planet and all the different universes converged into one planet, that's kind of the Earth that I live on.
Yeah.
So I live. I'm the governor of fighting. Below me is the mayor of Fight City. We have Fight City. We have Nerd City. That's where all the nerds live.
Sure.
Your anime dweebs.
Right.
Your people who are obsessed with Western movies, but not watching them, just discussing them as art.
What a very specific brand of nerd.
People who just like watching Westerns, they live in Western City.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Which is on the eastern part of the globe, I assume?
Absolutely. Because they live on the ironic hemisphere. So it's only funny if you guys get it.
Yeah. You got to subvert expectations.
Yeah. So they're really into shit like that. And before we get started, I want to make it very clear.
Okay.
It's Governor Nermin. If I hear a single person say Nermal, I don't think it's funny.
Nope.
Okay? I don't want to hear any Garfield mentions.
Nope.
Okay?
Won't happen.
Nermin, not Nermal. Nermal is a cat. I am an adult man.
Right.
And I'm a governor.
Couldn't be more different.
I deserve to be respected.
Absolutely.
Care the Self-Care Fairy says like Herman. Okay. Says like Herman. Yes, I think it's a good way to remember Nermin like Herman. Not like normal.
That's
one
fine.
Would bring up lasagna. Yeah.
I used to work at a pizza place in Herman City.
Oh, which is where
City
the
full of
Hermans
Hermans.
live? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And
now
where
do
the hermits of Herman City live?
They all live on one street. Herman City is just one block.
Okay, there's only so many
Hermans. Yeah, so, but they choose to live there. They could, find a city to live in based on their personality, or their job, or how they look. When they're just like, you know what, I'm a Herman, and that's it.
Can I ask, how did you ascend to the governorship of fighting?
Well, I originally come from Bully City. Bully City, born and raised. It's just what it sounds like. Everybody bullies everybody. You find a kid to bully because you were being bullied by a kid, and eventually you just keep on going until you run out of a kid who has no one to bully, and then that kid is thrown into a pit.
Oh, okay.
The pit is not bottomless, but where you come out the other side is random. You could just end up in any kind of city. So it could be a blessing or a curse. I was supreme bully for many years, and I decided I'm gonna go kill the governor of fighting, and I did that. Now I'm the governor of Fight City.
Congratulations! That I think is the only honorable way to ascend to that level of, office, is to physically defeat the person who was there before.
Right.
I think the earth that the people watching live on would be in a much better place if you could just be like, yo, come here. Me and you about to settle this.
Like,
okay.
If you could see like AOC fight Dianne Feinstein, I think that would be a vast improvement,
You still have to vote for the people to be in office, but once they're in office, there could be all kind of different zigzags, and the strongest or the most cunning will become president of the United States.
A democratic fightocracy.
Yeah, I studied that.
Dacia says this is a lawless society, but it sounds like it's not lawless. It's just that strength has an impact more so than a lawsuit.
Yeah, it's absolutely not lawless. We do have rules.
And
we don't just go into other cities and do whatever we want. People who live in Fight City and the surrounding fighting suburbs want to live here, and they choose to live here, and they just like fighting. Some motherfuckers just like to fight.
Yep.
And some people like watching westerns.
Right.
Some people like discussing westerns.
City. Right, and they're in Nerd City. Yeah.
Some people are wizards. You should visit Wizard City.
Is it Wizard City? Oh, that sounds good. Yes.
There's definitely a Wizard City.
I think we should visit Wizard City at some point. That sounds a great place to do a show.
Yeah.
I have... Oh, go ahead, Summersbane.
I was going to ask a question. What are some of the duties of governor of fighting? Do you break vetoes? Do you break necks?
I do break necks. I try not to, because as governor, my fighting is more ceremonial. I'm not, I'm not really active in the day-to-day fighting, if you will.
Punch the big ribbon at a new bank.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or if I happen to, be walking down the street with my lady, I'll see two people fighting, and I'll become the ref, and I'll decide who wins. Just nice. Stuff like that, regular stuff. But normalized fighting. It's great.
Okay. Oh, chat's popping up. I love this. Carrie says she likes to discuss westerns. Well, I think Nerd City's the place for her. Peach Nuts. Okay, has a good question here. Do you have to consent to the fights when in Fight City, or did you decriminalize assault?
Again, it's not a violence thing. I see. This is you people on that earth are fucking sick. You've been brainwashed to assume that anybody who's fighting is doing it for because they're angry or they have some kind of animosity towards the other person. again, in Fight City, motherfuckers just love to fight.
Would you say it's more about the art? Like it's martial art, emphasis on the art, right? Is kind of what I'm getting here.
Yeah, I mean, people actually get hurt, so I'm not gonna say that these fights aren't fight. They're not. It's not sparring, or it's not. Well, no, it's an exhibition of
strength.
Yeah, it's real fights, but it's not. They're not mad at each other. If you lose a fight, you lost. That's it.
Yeah,
but it's not a decriminalizing anything, because we still have rules, we still have laws. You just get to fight. It's Fight City.
So if I want to fight someone and they don't want to fight me, I'm not allowed to fight them?
If you're a Fight City resident,
mm-hmm.
and you have a Fight City driver's license,
mm-hmm.
you're going to fight when a motherfucker wants to fight.
I see.
You know, this isn't the Purge. People aren't just running around fighting nonstop, right? People have barbecues and friendships, and they go out on dates. It's not constant fighting. It's not complete lawlessness. But if I walked up on you,
or
I just want to fight, right? You don't have to settle nothing. I look at you, we make eye contact, let's fight, and you're like, cool, I'm with it. Let's fight.
Chat, I'm loving this. Chat has so many great questions here. From Dacius, if we saw a Fight City fight, would it be more like a Street Fighter game or Their Earth's MMA, mixed martial arts?
Definitely more like a Street Fighter game.
Okay.
Because we do have, if you're fighting in the city, and every building has built-in like electrodes
mm-hmm.
that connect to the two people fighting, and you can actually see a health bar and a time limit.
Incredible. That's
there's a time limit. I like the time limit.
Yeah.
Stops for vendettas. That's great. The time limit's great.
We've invested in infrastructure.
That's great.
Well, does that include having like used cars planted around for people to punch as a way of fighting?
Absolutely. We take a lot of our cues from 90s fighting games.
Well, that was the peak, really.
Like there's a lot of clay people. If you want to if you just want to actually fighters? Practice, if you want to spar, we got a snowman, we got a jack-o'-lantern man, we got like a little green blobby thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a giant baboon who pees on people when he beats them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I had a side question. So the fact that you have health bars, does that also mean that Fight City has incredible medical technology?
That's exactly what I was saying.
If you can tell that someone's health is right here and just like feed them a turkey leg or something and pump it back up.
I was going to say that you must have an excellent relationship with the governor of medicine.
Right.
I do. That's our sister city.
Medicine City.
Yeah, Medicine City. But you know, if you're good with Medicine City's good for you. But they're very generous. On the earth that I live on, if you need something, go to Medicine City or have it shipped. They'll gladly give you what you need. So, you know, there's not a lot of deaths.
Like England. Yeah.
It's
great.
For in England. Not a lot of people died.
England.
Yeah.
Carrie asks, what is Purge City like?
Just like the movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Great.
Now,
that's it.
What's the chicken egg situation there? Movie or city came first?
The movie definitely came first.
Okay.
Because before it was Purge City, it was Batman City.
Oh.
Which was still kind of violent, but it was mostly actual Batman.
Right.
Not like man bats, but like people dressed like Batman.
Sure.
And it was just like a lot of swinging to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like slinking in the alleys, but they took a vote and the majority won, and they changed to Purge City.
There you go, democracy in action. Now, Carrie follows up to say that makes sense. I would purge the flip out of Batman.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of negative connotations that went along with being a Batman.
Sure.
That because your parents had to die.
Right.
Parents had to die, and also you're like sitting on all this money and trying to fix the problems by punching mentally ill people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not quite.
you also are trained by You have to go to Ra's al Ghul, of course, to get trained. It's a whole.
Is there
process.
a ninja city?
See, and that's the whole thing. Ra's al Ghul lives in DC City.
Okay.
Batman has his own. There's a Batman city and there's a DC city. DC City is very nice. They don't want they don't want nothing to do with Batman City or its residents. So it's wild.
Like wow.
That
must be very embarrassing for Batman. Go ahead, Summersbane.
I was just wondering if they had really kind of had eras of the city set apart. Like there's 50s Batman.
Thank you, Legio Necros, for the raid and the bits. Good to see you.
Yeah.
They don't really separate the Batman. When you live in Batman City, a Batman is a Batman. But it did get to the point. That's why they got kicked out of DC City. They used to be able to go kind of back and forth, but the people in Batman City most of them are alcoholics.
Oh no.
B, they would just walk up to anybody in DC City and be like, I could fucking beat you at prep time. And it's like,
that old chestnut.
Really? Prep time? How much fucking prep time do you need? You know, so that gets old. Yeah. So, you know, we don't need that city around.
No, and it's gone. Very efficient. Yeah. Much more efficient than the market, you know?
Mm-hmm. Market City is nice.
Is it? That's honestly surprising to me. Is it just a bunch of shops?
Yeah, just like a lot of shops, a lot of farmers markets.
Ooh, farmers markets.
Fresh fruits, vegetables.
Farmers markets, when they're good, they're great.
You heard it here.
But when they're awful, it's a real letdown because there's like no food to eat.
Yeah,
I went to a disappointing farmers market recently here, just outside the castle. There was a whole bunch of vendors listed, and they weren't there. It was mostly people just like selling secondhand stuff from their house.
See, that's not what Market City's about.
I gotta go to Market City.
Basically, the whole the entirety of the earth it's very socialist. It's very let's help each other out. So you know, between Medicine City and Market City, people have the basics that they need to survive. So you can spend your time in Paint City, painting walls, or Fish City,
painting fish,
doing fly fishing.
Oh, is it fly fishing only?
No, I mean it's all kind of other fishing. That's just the fishing that I prefer.
Sure. Well, you're a man of taste.
You get to go out. You get to go out into the rivers and streams. That's great.
Yeah. Well, now, Governor, it's been amazing to talk to you. I don't want to keep you too much longer because I'm sure you have a fight.
I'm a very busy man.
A ceremony to get to. Do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom to the viewers back on the lesser Earth from which they're watching?
I do. Hey, I see how you motherfuckers operate. I see it every day. New City gets all the information about all the other Earths out for everybody to see at night when we're not fighting. And y'all motherfuckers need to calm down. Be nice to each other. All right?
Sure.
Don't be a jerk. That's why Jerk City doesn't exist. There is no Jerk City.
There is no Jerk City. I love that.
Okay? So don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. There you have it. Thank you, Governor Nermin, the governor of fighting. So good to talk to him. Take care, Governor.
Goodbye.
Oh, that was awesome. It's always nice to have such an august personage, and it's nice to have a politician that we can respect. Because he really earned what he has. He wasn't just born rich and bought his office.
Right.
Ah, boy. Well, it's almost time for Celtic Woman, which I'm very excited about. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then...
Okay.
Hello. Paul. Hello. Are you with the band?
Do you have a backstage pass?
Not that we're trying to be cops or anything. I'm just wondering.
No, I was just wondering. You seem. Oh.
Okay. Is that a yes?
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Summersbane, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That this place is haunted?
Well, I mean, we were warned it was haunted, but this specifically,
It's
Banshee.
Yeah.
No one's supposed to die tonight. I don't understand why. We don't know what you're saying, ma'am. Okay. Dacia says, I don't like to call women shrill. Well, don't. She's not shrill.
No.
It's more unearthly and foreboding. Which is not misogynist to say. But just okay. Well, Banshee, can you tell us who you're here to warn us about?
Mm-hmm.
Could you pick out a name for any of that?
It sounded like a whale.
A whale's going to die?
A whale's gonna die?
Ma'am, are you here because a whale's going to die? Like offshore over there? Okay. Maybe that's like... Is this a one for
Andy
yes?
Griffith? Andy Griffith is good.
He's already dead. He can't possibly... Okay. Maybe this Banshee just doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm sure not... Look, and Cynthia didn't die. Governor Nermin didn't die.
I'm already dead.
You're already dead. Nothing here can really harm me. And Celtic Woman is in the Celtic Woman Celtic pod of infinite Celtic guest safety, so they can't possibly die as long as they're in the pod, and I don't know why they'd get out. So obviously, sorry Banshee, you must be confused. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but if you could just, we have to keep moving, so could you please take off? Ma'am, do you think you could?
Look, she can hang out in the front row for Celtic Women. All right, she can go do that. That's gonna be fun. She'll have a good time. Great, she loves that. Just make sure to get your wristband on the way out so you get into the pit. Okay, she's just staring now.
Oh, she's flipping us off.
Okay.
Well, all right, chat. All right, chat. Forget about the Banshee. Forget the podcast. No one's going to die tonight. We're gonna have. I'm gonna cut to commercial so we can all regroup here, and we'll come back with Celtic Woman's first ever Twitch concert. We'll be right back. Oh, wow. Hey, Mr. Cowboy. Is that a vaccine? Free? For me? Better take it.
Wrong! You fool! You have taken poison from a cowboy. You should only take vaccines from doctors, not any cowboy. I mean, not just any cowboy, because there's no law that says a doctor can't be a cowboy, or vice versa, but that cowboy is not a doctor. Rejected. Only get your vaccines from cowboy doctors you trust.
That makes sense.
That's a good PSA. Yeah. You shouldn't take vaccines from random cowboys, only from specific cowboys.
Yeah, and, most people have a trusted cowboy doctor that they go to on a regular basis.
Well, if you're in Medicine City, yeah. And here in Ireland, yes. There's all kinds of trusted cowboys.
In Ireland?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Well, they're mostly doctors.
Okay. Well, then that makes more sense.
Right. Peachnut says, that cowboy is no good. He sold me peanuts, but they'd gone sour. Well, you shouldn't get a vaccine from that cowboy then.
Yeah.
But, enough about cowboys. Enough about the medical system of Ireland. we've got Celtic Woman. They're about to come out and give their first ever Twitch concert.
All right, the band's warming up.
The band's ready to go. Okay,
yes,
without further ado, I got my wand ready to cast a spell of Oh Boy, I Love It. Please, chat, go absolutely wild for the one, the only Celtic Woman. Look at that pod. It's pretty cool, huh?
It's the infinite structure.
There you go.
Let's start with Tierna No.
Okay, careful. Don't open the pod. Do not open the pod. Are you opening the pod? Don't open. Summersbane, hit the safety. Close it back up. Wow. Are they okay? Oh!
They're dead.
Someone's murdered Celtic Woman on our show! This is the worst possible outcome. Chad, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I know there are Celtic Woman fans here who wanted to see it. This is not gonna... We're not gonna let this go, okay? We will get to the bottom of this. We're going to solve this crime, because I'm sure that the government of Ireland won't let us leave if we don't. I want to thank everyone who's been here. I want to thank everyone in the chat who's been watching. I want to thank Cynthia Weatherwax, aka Carolyn Racine, who's always amazing. I want to thank Governor Nermin, Governor of Fighting, aka Dominique Johnson. Listen to his podcast, Country Brothers. It's very funny. And we're off next week because of the Juneteenth special. But we're going to take that time to start gathering clues. And mark my words, within 1, maybe 2 more episodes, we're going to solve this crime. And figure this out. And we're going to make this right. Celtic Woman, I vow here and now, on all my 6,000 years of life, that you shall not go unavenged. Okay, yes, someone better send a clip to the representation. Yes, my reporter, thank you. Someone's been used the wrong screws on the pod. We don't know yet. It could have been an accident, but I'm pretty sure I saw a spell. We're going to figure it out, all right? We'll see you back here in 2 weeks when we start solving the mystery. Stay safe out there, and if you're in a Celtic Woman, Celtic pod of infinite guest Celtic safety, please, for the love of God, stay in it. Thank you. Good night. Okay, Summersbane, can you get a mop?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some. Well, wait. Oh, we have to. No, wait. Don't get a mop. Collect the blood.
Okay.
We're gonna need the blood. I'll look for vocal cords.
I'm noticing that their souls are missing. Like they were destroyed.
What do you mean they're missing?
Well, I mean, look. Normally, I could just reanimate them, but I can't. Their souls are missing.
Missing?
I don't know where they're at.
This is definitely going to be 2 episodes.